So we left off this lady in a previous episode where she just moved to New York and bought 2 RVs. We've seen her go off on a lot of people, especially the cops. She basically keeps parking her RVs in a non-park zone and gets tickets until it gets towed, and she pays the fees and does it all over again. Most New York cops know her by her first name basis.
You see this? This right here is always the start of it all. If I see them show up, I already know what it's about. You know, he come from across the water where we threw bags of rice to feed his people years ago.
You see that?
Look
right?
at that. And he wants to act like I'm a threat.
Hazard materials must call
Hazard materials. Hazard.
Yes, ma'am.
You're hearing Boy Genius tell this. That's the reason why you're fat and can't control your diet and don't know where your prostate is in your either.
That's right.
Because you know so much. That's hazardous too. Overeating,
Right.
can't move your ass, can't wipe your ass. That's a hazard. That's a hazard. So look, only white folks is here. Look at that. Only white folks. You don't have to worry about the white man treat you bad. You can always rely on the black so-called sister who come by way of Africa. Look at that ass. Look at the shape of that. Doesn't it remind you of anything on a farm? So today we're playing games because we don't have a high school diploma, and the requirements for our job was that we didn't have to speak all English and comprehend all English. And if you want to know what Winnie the Pooh and Piglet look like, right there. The Winnie the Pooh crew.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find the light in your soul, I'll be there.
After her RV got towed many times, it caught on fire during the last tow. The fire department had to come and remove her propane tanks because she didn't have a certificate to store them. The real issue is that she's constantly fighting with the NYPD over parking in no parking zones and has filed many complaints against officers, some of whom got in trouble because of her.
You heard Boy Genius say that I needed to have a certificate in order to operate a propane tank on an RV. And it's a travel trailer RV.
That is.
But he can't tell me where I need to look that up at.
Fire code.
Fire code where?
Fire code.
At the RV dealership. The RV dealership has your fire code. Yes or no?
Nope.
So I'm supposed to assume when I pay cash for my RV that you're supposed to have a fire code. And where am I supposed to look at? When I came across the George Washington Bridge, I didn't see a fire code.
There's a sign.
They're telling me
an actual sign right
where?
there, right on the beginning of the George Washington Bridge.
And it says that if you have an operating RV that you have to have a propane
It
license.
says if you have hazard materials, you must call
Hazard
the fire department.
materials.
Yes,
Hazard.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, did it specify propane? It just says hazard materials.
Hazardous materials.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I know that it can't go through a tunnel, but to come across the bridge.
It doesn't mind coming
Oh
across the
no,
bridge.
you're hearing Boy Genius tell this. That's the reason why you're fat and can't control your diet and don't know where your prostate is in your either.
That's right.
Because you know so much. That's hazardous too. Overeating,
Right.
can't move your ass, can't wipe your ass. That's a hazard. That's a hazard. Here you go. Another one. Can I get my certificate of authentication out my window for my business?
No, not right now.
Not right now. Can't go inside. Here's some more that's ready to destroy my vehicle. Steal my propane. Now they didn't go over there and confiscate the food trucks guy's propane. He's got 2 propane. Let's go over there and look.
How can I help you?
Where's your propane tank? It's right here.
What are you talking about?
Right there.
Excuse me? Get out of here. Get out of here.
You see him assaulting me over here?
No.
You see him assaulting me? He has propane. He has propane. Are you taking his propane? He has propane on his vehicle. He has propane. So do the food carts over there. I'm going to go do video on that too. Okay, Roger? I This is a free country. I can talk about your Egyptian ass if I want to. Oh, I sure can. You came here for freedom. You came here for freedom. So you don't like being Egypt here? Go home. You don't like it? Go back to Egypt. You don't like being here and you don't like being called Egyptian? Go home. Go home. Go home.
She refused to allow the fire department to get the propane tank, so the cops were called and they opened her door and took it out. Now her RV is being towed for refusing to open the door and also because she parked by a no standing sign.
Oh, they broke my door. They broke my door, busted it open, so that's more damages I gotta get done. They're gonna take my RV after the guy told me, and I got the paper saying they're not coming till Friday. So they broke up my door after they done already did all the other damages. Now they're gonna stand here and tell me I can't go in there and get my belongings and my stuff. So let me call my insurance company and tell them that you broke my lock so I can get some more money. That money will come overnight. That'll be $7,000. I know it's some. Who's got to pay for it? You and your department. Fat ass said that I have to move my vehicle every 7 days. This is the sign right here. Now let's walk down.
There's no sign in New York City.
Fat ass said every 7 days I'm supposed to move my vehicle. But when he found out that, I noticed that the Toyota that the white man has with the California plate haven't moved his in 6 years. Now remember, he told me that hazardous things can't go down. Now watch me go over there to the food trucks and see the same propane tanks on the ground. Watch. Now, mind you, I know my skin color ain't allowed to do anything to survive and live. What that got to do with anything? 13 colonies where y'all always enslaved niggas. Why, what do you mean? So look, only white folks is here. Look at that, only white folks. So this is the outside damage to the door. See how they made a hole in it? See that? The over fat man named Rogers, who told me that he's confiscating my propane tank. Can you tell me why again, sir?
Legal occupancy.
Legal occupancy on an RV.
Correct.
He said that I had to have a what? What was that?
Certificate of occupancy.
A certificate of
Certificate of
occupancy.
fitness.
In order to operate a what?
Not operate. To store.
To store.
Handle
To store.
and use
To
LPG.
store propane on an RV.
Correct. And inside of an RV.
And inside of an RV.
Correct.
And he told me that this, and I'm gonna call. Let me call my propane delivery got people to tell them that exactly what you're doing.
Please do. Is it
I am
Anthony?
Manhattan Propane.
Anthony? Let him know that Joe is here.
Anthony, who's Anthony?
The owner of Manhattan Propane.
After her RV was towed, she refused to take her 2 dogs and 2 cats out, so the animals were towed with the RV. She then showed up at the police station impound, yelling at the officers who wanted her to remove her pets. The funniest part is that she called 911 while standing at the police station to report the officers for stealing her dogs.
So he's cocky about not having a warrant to go in my personal property. This one here called and told them that I refuse to take my animals out of there. Like I would want them to be sitting in a tow pound away from me, not being able to go to the bathroom. Does that make any sense to anybody? Let me get his name and his badge number real good. Yeah. And then hear this one talking? Told me to keep the distance. You know, as if I'm a threat. You hear that? You know, he come from across the water where we threw bags of rice to feed his people years ago.
You
See that? Look
right?
at that. And he wants to act like I'm a threat. When those helicopters from my,
It's like a very racist.
it's a racist comment. Was it racist when my military base was throwing those bags of rice to feed your country because your government didn't want y'all to be fed? Was that racist? We the ones went over there with those tomahawks. Cause I'm from the infantry military base. That would be Fort Raleigh. Now he got really embarrassed when I was talking about that. When they was running naked down the street, and we had helicopters sending bags of rice down there. That's called history. That's not called racist. That's history. Would you like me to get Time Life magazine? Well, or would that be racist? Because y'all were in the magazine because we were starving and our infantry unit went there to save you. Because I live right by the helicopters that grew up by them, where they went out with those bags of rice to go feed your country. But see, his kind taught people what their version of racism is. If you talk about somebody's culture, they are. This is now he's going to interrupt me because I'm talking about culture. Culture. So he's trying to stop me from talking because we're talking about culture. We have the know-it-all race who think that they own America, thinks they own America. So they call the United States. So, and yet and still, they still can't prevent themselves from getting sunblock, skin cancer. Why are you turning your back? I'm talking about culture. Did you get mad? Huh? Because we're talking about culture. We're talking about culture. Y'all don't teach that in school. And I know you're too small to be reproductive. So I ain't got to worry about you having anything to be teaching or being taught. Still won't talk about that dinner that they supposedly had with the Indians.
No comment, ma'am.
Oh, he said no comment. Ain't nobody ask him nothing.
DCPI.
I am talking about
DCPI.
I am talking about culture. Culture in history. And he's mad. He's angry. And I would like to make a police report for my stolen stuff. My stolen money. Stole my animals. Because I'm reporting them as stolen. Let me call 911 to report my animals stolen. He said to leave my animals outside. You know, the one we threw bags of rice to in his country in infantry. And he's mad because I was talking about history and culture. Take a good look at him. Because I'm from Fort Raleigh, Kansas. And in 76.
You're able to care for your animals. If you're able to care for your animals.
Do they look healthy? Do they look healthy? Here we go. He's not a veterinarian, but I am. So he's asking me if I'm able to take care of my animals. I'm not ugly. I get everything done.
So can you take care of your animals?
I have this one. I told him to bring me my animals. I told him to bring me my animals. He said, leave them outside. So let them sit outside.
Now she's at the train station with her bags, 2 dogs, and a cat. A worker called the cops on her because she tried to take all her stuff into the bathroom. The worker offered to watch her belongings, but she didn't trust her, so the cops were called.
I'm not leaving my personal belongings there. That's not, you can't afford nothing in this cart. And being that the white folks sent 27 cops from the 10th precinct and 11 police FDNY hazard people, because they told me that in my RV that I'm not allowed to have propane because it's hazardous material. Like I'm the RV manufacturer. But white folks over here in New York doing their usual grand finale. This one here wants me to leave my cart, my expensive stuff, so she can watch it. Because she thinks that I'm Laquita from the projects. No. I'm here in New York because they paid me to come here. They wouldn't pay her to come here. She don't do. I have purebred cats and purebred dogs. And they think that I should not leave them with Laquita over there. I am going to fill out that form you told me to fill out. So you can bring that task down here. Look at them. Aren't they intelligent looking? That basic blue and that basic black shoes is what they wear. They wear the same when they ain't got their uniform on. And Laquita over there probably thinks Louis Vuitton and Gucci in them is some designer shit. This is what they put in MTA's uniform, and you know she's on probation because I've never seen her before. I know everybody on the M12, the M34. I know everybody at this depot over here. You sure are. You sure are. You have no idea who I am, but you're going to find out. You will find out, young lady. They know who I am. They know exactly who I am. Now, here we have somebody, a descendant of either Eastern or Western Europe, upset with me because I asked him if he knew who asked the Europeans to get Betsy Ross to make that flag. I just figured maybe as old as he is, he would know the answer as to who asked Betsy Ross to make my people, the people who don't need sunblock. By the way, you see what color I really am? You see this? No sunblock. You see that? You see that? No sunblock. See that?
Now she's at PLS to cash her check but doesn't have her ID. She starts yelling at the employees for refusing to cash her check without it.
So today we're playing games because we don't have a high school diploma, and we didn't. The requirements for our job was that we didn't have to speak all English and comprehend all English. Only when there's a black person that could crash their face, which they don't know that I'm qualified to do that too. But I take things at a different level. I just go get rid of people's job. I get rid of their whole career. And if you want to know what Winnie the Pooh and Piglet look like, right there. Now you're talking about respecting a customer, and yet and still, I've been over here for going to PLS for about 7-8 years, and all of a sudden, when I started getting money, I started being disrespected from Piglet, the Winnie the Pooh crew.
I'm sorry about that, mother. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She's sorry about that. You did something. That's why I went and got a bank account. But what's funny is the other Dominicans were making fun of them. They was calling them, they that stupid. I was, dumb as rocks. Why you think you can get a PLS job and become supervisor in 3 weeks after getting an application in? Because you don't need to be intelligent. And if you think they're going to get a job anywhere else, nope. Nope. No, I don't give a. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm older than. I don't give a. I don't give a. I don't give a. Okay? I don't give a. I know it's okay. Give a fuck who you call. I'll tell them you stole my money. So now, you want to do that? We can do that. I'll pull out so much American shit on your ass, you'll be swimming in circles. And the police don't scare me at all. Not at all. You're like acting like you're something intimidating to me. No, you're not. Not intimidated at all.
Okay, gracias.
I am not intimidated. You know, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not going to shut up. So you can do whatever you want to do with that funny shape, body shape that's right there. Had a nerve to be having some tight shit on. I'm 60 years old, 3 kids and I'm a grandmother. Got better than that going on. Much better. Sending this right to Western Union by way of YouTube. Still hasn't given me my money. Wants to tell me that she's going to call the police on me. I'm waiting for the police to come file charges on her for stealing my money. This Winnie the Pooh body shape. Be sure to call them.
I'm calling the police now.
We do that because it's a federal crime. So whatever they say, if they don't say anything that's correct, they will be dismissed because it's a federal crime. I will walk over and get Amtrak police Amtrak police are federal, so I'll just go over and get them if they say anything stupid. Had to call the police on her because she doesn't want to give me my money. That I come and get every day, by the way. Videotape this. This acting manager at Walgreens here is telling law enforcement. You see that? Yep. Not even a physician. Yes. And then we have the pharmacist who did not go to med school over here wants to tell me that I am not to have my prescription until I go see a doctor, a physician, a pharmacist, and law enforcement, and a acting store manager whose name is not on the list as store manager for this store. So, going to sit up and tell me. Then this one wants to tell me that I need to talk to him, but I didn't call him. So he thinks that I should hear anything he has to tell me.
All right, ma'am. So do you want your pills or do you want to go?
Now she's at the train station arguing with a worker for not giving her a free ride. She insists she always gets this courtesy, but the worker refuses. She then demands to speak to the supervisor to report the worker for not giving her a free ride.
This is what you call a clown. She's at 66 in Broadway. I asked her to call her supervisor, and this clown right here told me to take her badge number and to call the number of the supervisor herself, because she said that I want to make a complaint on her. She said because that's what that's going to boil down to. Now she came up with that all by herself. I didn't say a word. All I did was ask her to call her supervisor. So she doesn't intend to be working. That's what she wants you to know. So I am in the train station with Miss Ugly right here. See that? I asked her for a courtesy. She said no, they're not allowed to do that. See her? See what she's doing? She wants me to take her information so that I can make a complaint on her. Because I asked her to call her supervisor. Imagine that. So she said, no, you go over there and take the information off the wall of the supervisor so you can make a complaint on it. Imagine that. See, this is why black people and the sisters have no respect. They're not respected by nobody. They say they want to be free. I've been questioning that since day one. The one person that will turn their back on you is always, you know who, right there. Now she's going to go open the door and accommodate the white man. Watch. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. She's going to run out and go help. Look at that. Black females are black people's problem. They can always do the unkindest thing always to their own kind. All you got to do is have color, and they'll be the first one to throw you under the bus. You don't have to worry about the white man treat you bad. You can always rely on the black so-called sister who come by way of Africa. Look at that ass. Look at the shape of that. Doesn't it remind you of anything on a farm? Looks like one to me. I come from farmland, and everything on this looks just like the farmland, the farm animals that I grew up with. The ass reminds me of a horse and my cattle. That gut reminds me of the saggy pigs that we grew up with. That face looked like a hog.
Now she has an issue with this hotel because she booked a stay on the wrong night, and while the worker canceled her transaction, she took claims she never got the refund and shows up daily going off on the workers demanding a refund.
The last time I was here, this young man here, who's not even my son's age, telling me,
flipping videos in front of people, you're not supposed to do that. This is not right.
What is this? You cannot have me recorded. Can you take that shit?
You cannot touch my property.
Okay, can you
touch
please step
my
out?
property, you go
I have a right not to be on a video.
Yeah, well, that's you. They have. You're on private.
Please,
You're
can
on
you
a
step out,
public.
please?
You're in a public space, and this is not
It's
a
a private business.
No, it's not. If it was private, they own this building. They don't even own this building. They're renters. I can record whatever I want. It's my right. It's my right. And so, and you shouldn't be in my country. Plain and simple. When you're unhappy about the rules, the Constitution, and everything else in this country, you shouldn't be here. You have a right for that too. You have a right not to be here. I have a right to have this one's name and badge, his title, and he tells his patsy here to give me the information. Because that's what they expect you to do. But don't worry, this video is going on YouTube, and I'm sending it to your corporate office. The whole reason why this exists is because I wasn't moving fast enough for him to do the cancellation when I booked it on the wrong date. Secondly, he started threatening me, talking about if I didn't hurry up, I already took too long. I need to hurry up and get up out of here. Meanwhile, I asked him several times, how do I go about canceling? He was uninformatory about the act. Also been making slanderous comments about me, telling lies on me, which I'm suing your hotel for the slander.
Okay.
So if you don't know what slander is, you will know it today.
I did already, yeah.
Yeah. And what is the person's name that's on the phone?
Okay.
What is that person's name on the phone?
No, ma'am, you don't need to know
What is his name?
Who I am
Give it
talking.
up. You're on video.
You don't need to know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So that's also refusing to give.
we need you to
Yeah.
get out.
Mhm. I need my money.
I've been telling
I
you.
need my money.
Your money is in
My
your
money
bank,
was
ma'am.
taken
I've been telling you
February
that you
12th.
more than 10
No,
times.
this machine right here took my money. This machine right here. So how is my money in my bank if this machine swiped $150 from my bank? So, and this one here wasn't even here that day. This one don't even know what 911 is, so he didn't even know how to call 911. Yeah. They're going to tell him that you need to give me my money back.
During the week her RV was towed, she's been staying at a hotel at night and inside the train station during the day. Every day, she's confronted by cops who ask to see her ticket, mainly because she's sitting on the ground and refusing to get up.
Okay. I have an officer who ain't even a sergeant or a lieutenant sitting here telling me, who's still a rookie pretty much, which means that he flunked or his parents didn't care that he was so dumb that he wasn't making straight A's and understanding anything about the government. Now we're going to sit up there and make insinuations because we have no education.
I have an education.
Because, yeah, we could tell. That's where that uniform comes from. Let's talk about how many bills you got. How many loans you got to get to pay your bills.
I have 2 loans.
He has 2 loans. And tell you, that's what that uniform brings.
What is that?
So any female he has, she has to be on a budget when they go on vacation.
I don't know.
Because he can afford to take her on vacation. Because it'll put him in debt. He'll have to pay that credit card off too. See, credit card. Credit means you have no cash. Who wants to go out on somebody who ain't got no cash?
I got cash. You got cash?
Who got cash?
You got cash? I got cash. Ma'am, I need you to stand up.
You get your name and your badge number.
Right here, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. See you stand up. That's it. Right there.
There.
Yep, it's okay.
Impersonating an Amtrak cop. That's a federal offense.
Okay, man.
You heard him say
All
it's
right.
okay. So now I'm going to call Amtrak and tell him,
Okay.
give him his badge number. Are you a doctor? Are you a doctor? Are you a doctor?
Last chance. You want to go to the hospital or do you want to keep moving?
Me call 911.
Alright, go ahead.
So let me zoom in. This is as white as you ever going to get. This is whiter than the white folks I grew up with in Kansas. There's more white folks where I'm from than these white folks here.
Leave and you
John
go somewhere
does
else,
nothing.
Or you're gonna get a summons, okay? I'm just
John
letting you
does
know.
nothing. You hear the threat?
It's not a threat.
Here?
You see the sign? What does that
So
sign say?
he's insinuating that I'm a
Says you need a
bum
ticket.
and that I need to do nothing but sit in here.
Not at all.
In this raggedy ass seating area. This is the raggediest, trashy looking seating area that John does nothing about. He doesn't care anything about the people who ride or pay their money for this
Let's go get your stuff.
raggedy seating area. And he's law enforcement pretending like he works for John.
Who's John?
Who's John? You don't even know who John is?
No, I don't know who John is.
So you hear that, Governor of Hookle? How
Right,
come he
come on,
don't?
miss. Without
How
a
come
ticket,
he
you
don't
gotta
know?
leave. Come on, you're making a big
How
deal
come
out of
he
nothing.
doesn't know who John is?
Who's John? Tell me who John is.
Now he wants me to do your job.
You're going to Jamaica? It's on track 18, all right?
This one here doesn't pay attention to what I said. What time that Martin had to be there that I had a meeting with him. So he's disregarding. Why would they do something like that? Because that's what they do here. Why they don't have long-term relationships, marriages, their children are all crackheads and drug dealers? Because this is the way they listen. They don't know how to communicate. This one has no communication skills. He talks to you just like he has no intelligence, no education, no respect, absolutely no respect whatsoever. I'm going in here. Leave me alone.
No, you're not. You're getting out of the station.
No, I'm not.
There you are.
I'm riding the train because I'm going downtown.
You're being ejected.
I'm going downtown.
You're being ejected from the station.
I'm getting on the subway. Exactly. I'm getting on the subway.
You're being ejected from the station.
No, I'm going downtown to the courthouse. Coming right back downstairs.
As I mentioned before, this is an ongoing conflict and every officer she interacts with remembers her. It's noteworthy that she's staying at the train station where most of them are stationed.
He told me
We're not playing
that
this game
he
with
told
you.
me
Every
last
single night,
night.
everybody has
Oh,
to
now
stand
it's a
up.
game.
We're not allowed to sit
It
down.
become a game when
Please
you
stand
repeat.
up and move around.
You repeat to them what he said because he know he was lying. Lying.
Please stand up.
He said last night
Please stand
he
up.
worked and came over here and told me to stand up.
You're not allowed to be sitting down in the
He
station.
said-
Please stand up.
He is being confronted about
stand up.
what came out of his mouth.
Please stand up. We were here yesterday. Told you to stand up yesterday and the day before and the day before. Every day, people are here working.
Really?
You have to stand up and walk around.
Really?
You can't be sitting down in the station.
Now
stand up.
he wears that
Please
uniform,
stand up.
lying his
Please stand
ass
up.
off,
Please stand
lying
up.
his ass off.
Please stand up. We're being
In that
respectful to you.
uniform.
Please stand up and
That's
walk
what
around.
that uniform stands for. For him to sit here and lie that he told me yesterday to stand up.
Please stand up.
He
Can't be
said
sitting
he
here.
said he told me
Please
yesterday.
stand up. You're not allowed to be sitting here.
Liar. That's what that uniform means to him. That's what that uniform means. That uniform means that much. Fire.
Can you please stand up?
I'm gonna wait till they come around because I want them
There's
to.
no waiting.
I want them to hear
We're gonna take your stuff
that
and
you
take it
told
outside.
me.
You're going to be ejected from the station.
Now he's going to eject me.
Yep. You can't
For
be
a
sitting down
lie
and
that
breaking
he
rules.
told. Let me go over here to the office and tell them this. I asked this one, who was the station manager. He told me he was. So I explained to him the situation I'm in. He said to me, "What you doing here? You homeless." He gonna call me homeless. But I'm crazy, but you pay rent. I'm crazy, but you pay to live in somebody's building. You pay to live in somebody's rent, and you gonna brag to me that you pay rent. Now, you don't own your living room. You pay someone to live in their apartment and their kitchen, use their kitchen. But he's calling me homeless. But he gotta come to work and wear that uniform every day with his cardiac arrest candidate. He told me I was homeless. He said he pays rent. Calls me homeless with his ass behind his neck. You're the prime example of a black man. As for NYPD, that do not like me because I saw something, said something, and it was always the white people that I saw doing stuff. And when I reported them, they tried to say I was an emotionally disturbed. This is Joseph. A few years ago, he did something that he know was illegal and got him in big trouble. So ever since that day, he has not spoke to me at all, and he's constantly ignored me and don't say hi to me or anything because he's been acting like a bitch all these years. Well, he's getting his opportunity to act like a real bitch to me now. So he's going to sit here with his hands on his hips and try to direct me to the other side when I have a medical emergency. He failed to realize is that I will sue him, and now I have the paperwork to sue him.
And we got to go on the other side of the fence.
See, he's disregarding anything about my medical condition. See, he was acting like a nigga the day I got him in trouble. Now he wants to act like a nigga again.
After causing havoc at the train station for a week, she finally got her RV back, bringing her train station saga to an end. However, she picked up where she left off by parking in a no parking zone and getting parking tickets, all while going off on the officers.
He wanted to sit up there and start yelling and screaming and cursing at me. This one's here accusing me of not being nice to him. Asked him what sign is he talking about. He can't answer because he does not speak good English, does not comprehend English. But he's out here because NYPD will put anybody in a traffic uniform. Do you see the sign right there? It says Ed Koch, Queenborough Bridge. Bikes, pedestrian are prohibited. Do you see anything else up there? Huh? That truck up there is larger than the truck I'm driving. Do you see anything pertaining to that? No, because this dumb here does not comprehend English that well. So they got his dumb ass in a traffic uniform, knowing he can't understand English. They're over here telling me that somebody called and made a complaint on me. They're taking pictures of my property and my vehicle. I got Mr. Africa over here, which we done had enough of them thieves like over at the bank yesterday when I'm trying to cash a $10,000 check. He gonna tell me to respect him and what he got. Walking around in America with his chichi bracelet on. Gonna tell me they coming over knocking on my door, they got a complaint. Okay, on federal government property. He's on American property. That this is America's property that I'm on. They talking about New York City. That the city, I'm on city property. He worked for the city and that the city did it thing. Now, this is a jackass right here who got mad this morning. He has a slave job, first of all. Let's talk about this. Tri-State Crane. Okay.
And that wraps up this episode of New York Karen versus NYPD. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Here she's want to repeat this to me. She thinks that I can't read and I'm too dumb to realize this. So now he's sitting here going to explain to me because I don't understand her. Okay.
I never said nothing to you.
So they're going to assume that I don't realize that the sign is right where I can't roll out my awning and I can't really open up my door. So they want to assume that I'd rather be in that type of situation. So they come over here. They didn't bother to, the city don't communicate with one another. So the parks people, well, you're over here. You're over here. I had a conversation with the commander from the Parks Department.
I'm not the commander from the Parks Department.
So this is Parks property.
You have yet to allow me to say anything, so you can't say that we didn't have.
Why are they here?
All right, so we're gonna write.
Why are they here?
You got an option. You can
so he can write, and I'll be at the controller's office.
We're not towing it. We're gonna write you a summons. So
you can have it towed and blow it up, so like y'all did the last time. Y'all almost blew up the city with it. So go ahead and do what you think you need to do. And I'm gonna sit here and videotape it, and I'll be down at the controller's office with the paperwork before you can get your uniform off at the end of the day. And I'll just take some more money. This one right here, who's had my vehicle, should know my vehicle by heart. She should know it like it's her birth certificate. Okay. The same vehicle that's been here 3 times, and then she wants to act like there's no registration and nothing being here. So look at this. No, I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do anything. want to sit up here and give me a hard time about something she already knows.
I'll get ready to call the police.
Go ahead. You go ahead and do that. Right ahead. Cause you just don't know how good I do it. You go right ahead.
Sometimes when you're here